Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oregon Trail 2 here on the Lord Nasta channel. This comes to you as a surprise for those that did not watch the previous video I did, which I did right before my 30th birthday. Now, here on this month of September, we're doing another video on the Oregon Trail, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's because of something I forgot to do in the last video, but this time I won't forget, and I must break that habit as we go along this here trail. And this is kind of like a bit of a challenge to myself, not by occupation or starting wherever money I have, or a certain start date when you set off from one of the jumping off places in the beginning of the trail. No, it's all about, hey, don't check the river, don't check the river depth. Don't check the river conditions. And don't talk to people when they're at the rivers where they would say things like, this river doesn't look too deep, let's ford it. Or this guy says, this river is much too deep, let's, talk to wagon and float and all that. So, I mean, it's not going to be on purpose thing, it's just more of just guess. Because I've been playing Oregon Trail since 1999, so you think you would have figured by now that you would know every single random depth of each and one of these rivers that you've come across to along the trail. So now it's just a bit of a guessing. And don't talk to people by the rivers because, you know, that kind of gives it away on recommendations like, hey, you should ford or float. Or just say, oh, and if you are still unsure about the conditions of either, well, you can always take a ferry or the toll bridge. Costs may vary. So I'm going to be a bit of a riverman myself. But still, it'll be quite an interesting playthrough. Even though the only difference is you don't check the river crossing. Got the conditions. Don't check the conditions. Don't check the depth. Don't even dip your head in the water to check how deep it is. Figure it out yourself. And this is what it's going to be about. I'll do other things in this playthrough. Alright. You are a Wainwright who has come to independence in 1840 for the purpose of setting off on a journey west of Oregon City. You already bought a Conestoga wagon, but you still need to buy the supplies you need for your journey. As you wander the streets of Independence, you'll see various stores that should be able to provide you with supplies, provide you with enough cash. You should also see people maybe able to give you some good advice, or not at all.
The merchants here in town offer basic packages of supplies based on the size of one's party and estimated length of journey. Of course, you can shop around on your own or add to the basic set. So, which package would you like?
6 months is per usual. As it always happens when you start on 1st of 1848, that old news. Only because this is not a random start date that I picked out just out of whim. Nope, we're kicking it old school with 1848. You know, the year when... Like, was that the year that John Tyler made the Oregon Trail officially open to the masses or something like that? I remember that piece of news somewhere, since my American history is a little bit rusty these days. Just by me being American myself, because I've been more intensive on reading histories of other parts of the world, including one that I'm doing intensive research right now for an upcoming video series for Crusader Kings 3. Yeah, still got things to do. You're gonna need shovels and pickaxes in case you encounter fallen rocks on the way. Spices, I just remembered. Oh, we'll get the medicines in a moment from the medicine stove. Did you say stove? You mean store. Always happens. Now, what else do I have in mind? I mean, I got plenty on my mind, even though it's not that long since you last recorded an Oregon Trail video. But Maybe as we go along, there's some things I may talk about as per usual. It's almost like I treat my Organ Trail videos as some sort of cabaret, where if you're wondering what the cabaret is, it's basically a guy who holds a little concert, and in between songs he would talk about things he would want to talk about, whether if it's something from the news or his personal experiences, or just simply saying things for the sake of saying things. But still, it's going to be one of those kind of Organ Trail videos, as you may expect from me. But the only difference is, don't check the river conditions. I'm looking at you. I know there's a river nearby, but I don't want you to go peeking. Where was... Yeah. I was just looking around in circles, figuring out what to do next. Gotta have one of everything. If I was a banker, I would be buying a second of these weapons because, you know, spares. Oh, and rifle or shotgun, Chief, just to prevent accidental gunshots. We didn't get that last time, if I remember correctly. Gets me a wagon cover. And since I got plenty of... That's it? That's all the chickens you got? That's no good. At least bring one milk cow with you for gallons of milk. And have a dozen oxen. And then you should be great. Oh, I just remembered something else. Because, you know, we got lucky on the last trail where none of our spare wagon parts ever broke, so get the spares. Actually, give me another 3 of everything. Whoa there. I didn't mean to leave so soon. But I'll take 42 wagons. Get back in this downtown. I forgot to buy more spare parts. Just 2 of each. Now you're ready. And would you look at that? Didn't need to buy winter clothing. This is a pretty warm early spring for this trail, which is unusual. Usually would be in the 40s or 50s. But I never thought the high would be 70s. But still. I'll introduce you to the party very soon. Okay. Let's say the names. I am Earl Drummond, which is my real name. And then the other party members, this is a reference to everything, alright? Every name's got a reference to something. Maximilian here is a name of a character that I came up with originally for one of those fan fiction stories that I write. He's not a starring character, he's one of the supporting characters. Maximilian is short for Max. His full name would be Maximilian Capadona. He is a mob boss of the New York City area, one of the mob bosses, which sounds like, I mean, I could hear that quote from Tony Soprano that would be saying. It's like, there is no mafia. And among other things said to his daughter Meadow, where he says things like, it's a stereotype, and it's offensive. Even though he's into waste management. For those who are familiar with mafia glossary terms, I'm sure you know what I meant by that. And I'm going to give this a shout out to my real life brother, my older brother, Frostlight. If you're watching this, Frostlight, this name is a shout out to you. Tay Godwine. You may remember it. It's Kundai Godwine. Even though it's pronounced Godwin to some circles, but he pronounced it as Godwine, and that's what we're going to stick with because it sounds badass, because that's what my brother said about that name. He used that name originally for his character in Star Wars The Knights of the Old Republic game, and then he later extended that into one of those NHL games used to play. I don't think it's in my house right now, but I can tell you that he named his creative character the same thing, Kundai Godwine. If he was still playing sports games today, he'll be calling himself Kundai Godwine, or simply Frostlight, or Frosty. Remember, go check it out. Check him out on Twitch. He is FF Frostlight. Yes, it's spelled how you would spell when you look for that female YouTuber, you know, with similar naming type. Again, it's 2 F's, and then you add one more F for Frost Light. There's a capital L in Light. There's no spaces in between of that name. Check him out on Twitch. Shout out to you, bro. Now, this other name, Agilas, is a reference from Crusader Kings 3 on my Alphagani series, which he's not from that dynasty. Early in the series, which I believe his first appearance was probably episode 7 or 8, when the Sogdian ruler, Gurak, one of the first Guraks, I believe, was ruling Alexandria at that time under the Egyptian Sultanate. And then he felt like, and also he was also the creator of the of his own brand of Islam, and while mixing with Berber traditions. And Agilas here is I think Berber, who hails from Tunisia. And when he came over there, even though he was captured in battle and later recruited under Gurak, and Gurak tried to practice this new faith here, but the higher ups, the authorities, are like, no, stick with the old traditions. And they were like, fine, if you're going to treat us like this, then we're going to leave Egypt. And so he assigned Agilas here, who is a experienced desert commander, who would turn out to be legendary. But his legend truly began when he became the leader of the expeditionary force that traveled from, the port was in Alexandria. But the jumping off point, like here in Independence, Missouri, was Zawara, I think it's in Libya, western Libya, near Tunisia, where it became a jumping off point, and the destination, Sijomasa, Morocco, in the Maghreb region. So went from Libya to Morocco on a 7-month journey across the desert, through a few oases, and the objective was to capture Sijomasa and make it a new capital for the Alphagani realm as a way of getting away from Egypt. So we had our own Oregon Trail story, but it was the Trans-Saharan Trail. That's what it was, basically. It's a stuff of legend. And Agilas was the best desert commander that ever lived. And now here is Estrid, which is a woman's name. It's from a Norse language. But that name is still used today for some of the Scandinavian women. So Astrid here, this is another Crusader Kings reference, which I'll tell you briefly, unlike the other person here. Astrid is going to be the name of my first female created character that I will start with in a future video series for Crusader Kings 3 coming next month, which will be in a Norse playthrough, which will be set in Western Norway. Hold on, let me take a drink. And Astrid here is going to be the queen of one of the many petty kingdoms of Western Norway, or Norway as a whole. And so obviously this will be set in 867. This is before unification of Norway, unless something happens, as it usually does in a game like that, for those that watch my videos. And so Astrid, before she became queen, she was a shield maiden, which is to be used as a background of where she came from. And she's got a family, father, mother, she got a sister on her, and 2 younger brothers. So that will be the first series that will have a full family rather than just a created character with no known parents, which is often the issue. And I plan on using the likeness that would have a very strong resemblance, if not the exact resemblance, to the famous American actress Scarlett Johansson, which only makes a bit sense for the upcoming Norse playthrough, figuring that actress has, Scandinavian ancestry through her father's Danish and Swedish. Again, that'll be coming next month, so stay tuned for that. And finally, Dan Dunbar, which there isn't much to tell because I had a hard time trying to come up with the final name for the party, so I just decided to give him the generic name, Dan Dunbar. Just simply as that. Normally, now that we've officially started off the trail, after I ranted too much about these people here, normally I would look at the river conditions. Remember, this is the trail where we don't look at them at all. So don't talk to anybody when you're close. So if I'm going to be at my best judgment, I would say cock the wagons and float. There you go. West Park. Ah! Franklin Page, what is there? That face, man. He always startles me because he's got the angriest, murderous looking face you ever see in a wanted sign. That's why I just startle a little. He gets me every time. But what I'm here for is your pounds of nails, some chains and nails. That's all you need to know. No. To quote Baron von Raschke, a legendary wrestler, that is all you people need to know. That is all the people need to know. Yeah, just had a correct yourself. Alright, let's continue on. Been elected captain. Yeah, I'll take it. And of all the days to say, all right, here's your wagon to lead us away, and then plus it was bright and sunny out, and then all of a sudden it's raining. It's a muddy trail, so you better pick up the pace, buddy. It took us a day.
Say, you're not from around here, are you?
No, tell me more. Love the facial hair, though.
Well, I bet you're with that wagon train that's passing through. You folks are more than welcome to stock up on supplies here.
You have any advice?
Watch yourself in these parts. Not everyone's as friendly as I am.
Yeah, oh, I guess he's not. Nipple did wanted for horse theft. Yeah. Horse thievery ain't fun. They're expensive. What, it continued? See, you hear that? Because when you're in this town, you do that. And then... Wow. One more time. Where is it? Damn it, I thought, well, I guess you would have to wait for, the winter version of New Santa Fe, and you would see Ox parked here, and then you would hear them as sometimes I amuse myself.
Howdy. This is my second time out on the trail.
Tell me more.
Yeah, we started out last year, but didn't get too far. We tried going across the Kansas River when the water was way too high. The wagon overturned in the middle of the river, and we lost everything we had. But we're not giving up. We're trying again.
Maybe you should check the river depth next time.
Well, needless to say, I sure ain't gonna try and cross no rivers when they're too rough and high.
Well, don't you worry about that. I'm gonna be what you might call me I was about to say the river master, but that doesn't sound. The river man? I don't know. I'll give you crackers as long as you give me some vegetables. Max Jimenez got called out of all people who would get it first. Didn't think it would be him. I was thinking it would be Dan Dunbar.
Cholera about. We have to remember to boil any water before drinking it.
The solution is usually either Epsom salts or peppermint. Yep. Oh, and he also got a sprained ankle. I guess I must have missed that part. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. swollen, painful joint. That's not cholera. That was my first time when I glanced at it. So that's very unfortunate. He got cholera and sprained his ankle on the same day. Wow. That is quite a thing to do. So apply rubbing alcohol to the sprain. Must be that, but oh my lord! Already, he didn't even last a day. I guess the combination of cholera and sprained ankle was too much for him.
Let's try to find some kind of marker, a stone, or at least a piece of wood, to inscribe their name and leave it on the grave.
Again, he was a boss of some mafia that we weren't sure about, and now I guess he got whacked by cholera. He whacked him and sprained his ankle, and it was too much for him. So let's provide a proper burial for that man. So fare thee well, Maximilian. We hardly knew you. Don't check the conditions. I almost was on the verge of clicking it. I need to break that habit. Oh, hell.
Keep back. You ain't a-passing us. We got no wish to be eating your dust.
Tell me more.
I ain't gonna tell you nothing. I maintain a suspicion of folks that's too inquisitive.
Any advice?
Just keep back there where you are. You try to get past us and there'll be trouble.
Who's us? It's almost like you think you're the guardian of this river. Plus, I don't trust that river because it's been rained on for a couple of days, so I take the ferry. You know, if I was playing an older version of the Oregon Trail, if I was Maximilian, I would have wrote that down on the tombstone. Where it says, "Here lies Maximilian. Got whacked by cholera."
This may be our last chance for a while to buy or trade for supplies.
No need to for it. We haven't tipped over. We only had a man down. We didn't tip over. Oh, here's that guy who's tall as a tree.
Hey there, don't try to ford any river deeper than the wagon bed, about 2.5 feet.
Silly moon.
You'll swamp your wagon and lose your supplies.
Oh, yeah, advice.
You can caulk the wagon bed and float it, or be smart and use my bridge. Costs just $1.
Here we go again with this. I'd like to get some cheese off of you. You know, maybe I should have bought those winter coats back there. Use it as a tool of trade. People love it. But I'll take the toll bridge because you wouldn't caulk a wagon and float on a river like that. You have to be pretty damn stupid.
The animals are getting scared by the lightning and thunder. Perhaps it would be best for us to stop until this storm blows over.
Oh no. Astrid is sprained shoulder. I don't think the storm did it. Swollen and painful joints. Just in case I'm going to mobilize the affected joints, I don't think we should apply alcohol to the sprain. Because what if it kills her? Keep an eye on it, because I'm freaking paranoid. Not fair right now. Oh, it's raining. Which could mean...
Don't bother me right now. I ain't got time for idle chat.
Tell me more.
You ain't the persistent one. I told ya, I got work to do.
Advice.
I recommend you get a move on, lesson you're camping right here. Not that I'm inviting you or anything.
We just wait one day. Simply for her sake, alright? And you don't want to stay in that room. God dang it. There. Look, it's not just for help, it's just I don't want to be crossing when it's raining. Don't check it! Your mouse was hovering over it. And since it's called Big Blue, so figuratively, we were at the conquer wagon float. If we tip over, it's likely she's gonna die because a bad shoulder. I mean, can she swim with a bad shoulder? Probably some athletic swimmers do, and, well, let's put that to the test.
It horrifies me every time I witness an accident like that, but we must learn from our mistakes to avoid similar incidents in the future.
Well, there goes my supplies, and there goes Esther. Nope, nobody drowned. Or almost drowned. We just lost a good pile of crap. Let's keep it going. Throughout this muddy trail, which we're off that mud now. And now it's muddy again. God dang it, will you let the soil just dry up for a good couple of minutes? These are covered. If it happens for the third time, I'm going ballistic. Still muddy. Argelos' collar. Oh, shit.
They need rest, lots of water, and some salt.
We don't want to get him whacked by cholera too. Get the peppermint. Alright, we're in Fort Kearny now. Okay. Where's the doctor? Or physician? That must be you.
They tell me someone in this wagon train is looking for a doctor. Is that true?
Yeah, I got a desert comrade here who just got whacked by cholera.
Well, to be honest with you, I
don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I mean, everybody's heard that conversation before. But still, I just wanted to do that. Surprise. I mean, we had a tip over, so I hope we don't lose too much. Well, I lost my pistol, so what are you gonna do? Buy another. It's only $20. In addition, what else do you have in stock? I'm gonna say the purpose of them. I've yet to counter any events. You know what? Just in case, get us some blankets. Not 6, because we're down a person. We lost an axial. Any parts we lost? The axle. That'll be the last time I'll buy something from this here fort. My God, how do you not have hammers? Nope. Lucky. Winter coats. Only getting it so we can use it to trade it off with some people. Since it's going to be wetter, warming anyway. Blacksmith's over here. We're in fine condition. Right? Aha! Alright, we're out of here. Well, not exactly. Just wait a day. This is for the sake of Argelos, who's got the cholera. Still alive and kicking. But let me just try to hunt with the pistol just this once. I just realized something here. What? A bear this far in the plains area? Come on. Ah. Yep. I'm gonna get mauled by a bear soon, and I'm gonna have to turn around and return to Fort Kearny and get treated. It's gonna happen, you know. My goodness. You are... Come on. There you go. You shot a bird for once. I mean, they're not one-shot kills. I mean, what do you expect? This is a mistake. Speaking of mistakes, I'll tell you what. I'm going to reload my pistol. When I come back to this wagon, I'm going to be ready for that bear to come kick my ass, and then I will shoot back at him. And then I'm trying to think. And then hopefully nothing bad happens. It's only 50 pounds. Get a rifle next time. Nothing bad happens. Guess they must have heard my shots yesterday.
I think we ought to go up to them and say howdy. They may be in need of help, or they may be able to help us.
Because they're like, hey, what the hell's that shooting yesterday? But no, they moved away. Maybe they're just afraid because they think we're gonna shoot them, but we ain't. Crossing through rattlesnake country and... My God, Astrid, I understand you live that Viking shield maiden lifestyle. You had a sprained shoulder and then sprained elbow. I'm starting to think this game is starting to read my mind whenever I name certain characters. She's a rough woman, you know. But she don't know when to quit.
I wouldn't go near it if I were you. An abandoned wagon is bad luck.
400 miles after a month's travel. Cooking utensils. Well, it's better than nothing. Feeling fair? You're still, you know, injured? Because it just likes, I don't know, beating up her body or whatever it does to have such physical abuse of whatever it's been doing and traveling.
Howdy, name's Austin Billings. I'm traveling with my wife Sophie. We hail from Texas.
Oh hey, howdy, I'm from Texas too.
Bought my way out of slavery working as a part-time cowhand, and Sophie was a free woman who earned a living as a seamstress. We're going west to build a new life. Pretty much like everyone else, I reckon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Some people push themselves too hard because they're afraid of the winter snows. And that's a reasonable fear, but it's just as risky to overexert yourself. We keep a steady pace, no more than that, and make sure to take a day off now and then to rest.
I know the item selection is still the same, but look, we got vegetables, but you got any fruit? Plenty. Mind if I give you a winter coat? Let me find it. Let me find that. There you go. I just realized we should have gone... No, it's too late at this point. That back in Independence, we should have bought decks and decks of playing cards. That was often my tool of trade, but no, I'm not a banker type character. Not yet, at least. You doing alright? Oh, this river's risky. The South Platte. But, you know, even if I were to check river conditions, they always say it's one of those rivers where they're always shallow and it's never gone up to, like, 3 feet or something. Pretty dangerous, but...
Oh, another group of immigrants going west, no? Getting so this country is as crowded as St. Louis.
Tell me more.
I've lived out here in the wilderness for more than 20 years, trapping the beaver.
Nice.
None but to be careful crossing rivers like this. Sometimes they're shallow and don't look like much, but the banks can be steep and the rocks slippery. Maybe there is mud or quicksand. Rivers are the most dangerous thing, far more dangerous than Indians.
Mm-hmm. You know, and also, that's another thing about this river. It's always extremely treacherous, no matter what. So, I fear that she's gonna be next. But she's the kind of woman who's too legit to quit, so let's go. California Hill. But however, hill conditions, that's a different circumstance because they never ever change. It's the ground. It never changes. Unless it's raining a lot and the little dead giveaway would be Muddy Trail, but it doesn't say Muddy Trail. So we're just going to continue going up that hill. See? Nothing to it. Oh crap, it's muddy.
It's raining and thundering something terrible. I don't think we should do any more traveling today.
Well, she's doing okay, but let's wait for conditions to improve. Wait for the storm to go away. Maybe the mud will go away too. Well, it didn't dry enough. And that's the issue. So I would anchor to the wagon and continue, and it worked.
Well, those hills sure were rough uns, weren't they?
Sure were.
I had to unload pretty near half the stuff in my wagon to get up and down those hills.
I didn't need to unload anything.
You ought to rest for a day or two. I'm plumb near tuckered out. And I need to find me another couple of oxen. The ones I got are near dead.
I don't even want to know what you did to those oxen during this circumstance. You probably double-teamed them too much and they got injured and they later died. Oh, not again.
You scared of a little storm? What's the matter with you?
Someone's gonna get struck by lightning one of those days. By someone, I mean one of my draft animals. Because if it keeps happening like that, then that kind of increases a rare chance of your oxen's gonna get struck by lightning, and then the game will let you automatically butcher the animal for meat. Yeah. Some fried beef. Okay.
What an amazing sight. Land sakes, I've never seen nothing like that before.
Tell me about this place.
They call these courthouse and jail rocks, and I do see the resemblance. Well, it does take some imagination, but that's something I have plenty of.
Advice?
Advice? Heck no. Right now, you'd probably be better off asking one of these rattlesnakes you see round here for advice.
Rattlesnakes? Where? I'll shoot them. Where? Look at here. Ah, crap. There. All you need is one. Because you know how much those things weigh. We only took half of it. Well, to be fair, we're down a man, so you won't carry as much meat out of the back to the wagon. At least that's what I believe in the game. I'll probably have to know later should any more of my party members die. Nobody got shot or mauled or bitten. We're all fine.
Let's say I could shoot a chip off the top of that there pinnacle. Want to make a bet?
No, not really.
I'm the best darn shot in all of Franklin County, Indiana. Or you might say I was the best shot till I set out for the west.
Right.
Keep your rifle loaded and handy. You never know when you might need it. But be careful, don't want to accidentally shoot yourself.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. I'll keep that well in mind. Let me see. Oh yeah, how about you get a few axes? Is it me or is that winter coat cheaper than I remembered? Who knows? Muddy trail again, even though there wasn't any rain. I guess it was still muddy in that part. That river tends to vary. Sometimes it's tranquil, sometimes it's fairly ordinary, sometimes off the wire, but sometimes very. But since I've been spending quite a bit of money lately, I'll take the ferry. No. Float, because the river is pretty tranquil, as a lot of says. That I remember. I'm using it by memory only.
Trail appears to split here at the fort, but our guidebook says nothing of a fork in the road.
Maybe it's because you're using an old-ass guidebook from way back when. But do tell me more.
There's one path heading north across the North Platte River. The other path goes west.
What? One's north, one's west? You're not making any sense. Any advice?
Not right now. In fact, I was going to ask you which road we ought to take.
No idea. I mean, out here, I could see east and west. I don't see no north path. Here, let me bring it on my map. We are here. What north? I mean, I can understand west. I mean, there's two east, but no south. What are you talking about?
Welcome, folks. Pleased to meet you. Sorry we can't boast much in the way of accommodations. The few quarters here ain't a heap much bigger than a monk's cell.
Tell me more.
We'd be mighty appreciative of a bit of entertainment in the evening. Most travelers come around to share a bit of news, and there's always somebody who can tell a good tale.
Yeah.
You could try that bit of level ground just over yonder for camping.
You mean that ground way out there? $15 anvil? That's quite a bargain. No horses, I see. It's just those horses on display.
How's doing, friends? You must belong to that wagon train that just pulled in. I'm a scout round about these parts. I hire myself out to the army, wagon train surveyors, just about anyone in need of my services. Sorry I can't help you folks right now. I got me a contract and I'm sticking to it. Rest up here for a day or two and restock your supplies. But don't waste too much time. You'd best be heading on your way soon to beat the snows.
It's in the middle of May. I don't think we should be that terribly worried. Oh, wow, I wasn't exaggerating because I did say middle of May. 15th, right in the middle. Yeah. That's quite a get-go. Let's keep going. Of course, as per tradition here on the Lord Master channel, you must hunt at Register Cliff because it's infamous. At least back in the old Oregon Trail 5th edition videos, that version of the Oregon Trail I used to play, where I often get shot or mauled or bitten here, and nothing ever good happens. And then I was convinced that this is a place where hunters go to die. Is the ill-fated Register Cliff. And those are one of the killers. And he must be stopped and dead. But I think you may want to go kill another large animal. Not that large. Oh, hell. Yeah. Wow, we were able to get all that bear back. Did you hear what you just said? Got all the bear back. That's a double phrasing meaning thing. I just had a vision flashback. The times that did happen to me. Everybody's feeling well. Dan Dunbar and Kundai Gawain haven't got anything yet. It's just Astrid's the one who's taking a beating because of that Viking shield maiden lifestyle she lives in. Which again, it'll happen next month for that upcoming video series for Crusader Kings 3, where she would be the created character, starring character, while using a likeness of Scarlett Johansson, all because of that little dream I had, where I'm like, what if she were to be in that kind of role? Like, not just a warrior class, but also somebody that's more into being an authoritative figure of sorts. I don't trust the rain when it comes to fording or hogging the river, honking the wagons and then float. Take ferry. I don't trust that. Oh, don't forget, you're getting the salted meat these days. And it's a lot. We still got a few eggs. Hey, wait a minute. I don't suppose you got any chickens that you keep back there. Nope, no animals. And no furniture either, because who sells furniture at a trading post? Excuse me. It's from the lunch earlier. Ah!
It's raining and thundering something terrible. I don't think we should do any more traveling today.
It's raining alkali water. No, it doesn't work like that. Alkali water is the stuff you find on the ground, not from the sky. Oh, and don't drink river water either. And that's in present day in real life. Don't drink river water anymore. It affects you way, way, way down the line in your life. I mean, not tiny amounts, but like copious. That's from what I read from one headline. I don't read from the headlines. I know what I read. I'm not an idiot. Oh, here we go again. You shouldn't be out in the rain, knowing that lifestyle you live in. As I said, she's a rough woman.
Darnation, we can't let a few coughs and sniffles slow us down.
This is why we had a blanket out. Perhaps you should cover your head next time. If you're going to be out there in the rain that's giving you a cold. Split Rock.
I'm going to St. Louis to have me a look at civilization.
Right. I always hunt in Split Rock as well. It's kind of like for those that survive Register Cliff, you also hunt here at frickin' Split Rock. God damn it, you shot too high. What the f... You've been shooting way too much, have you? Nothing happened. You're fine. Please, nobody drink the alkali water. We've been seeing too much of that. Okay. What do you people say?
I wouldn't want to have to cross this river any more than I have to, especially with the trail as rough as it is around here.
On the 3 crossings route, you have to cross the river 3 times, and river crossings are always risky.
Don't matter to me which way we go, long as it's going west.
Well, I ain't sure which way we ought to go now.
Do tell.
According to this here guidebook, the right fork goes a rugged route where we have to cross the river 3 times. But the left fork takes us through some deep sand. Could even be quicksand.
Nice.
Tarnation! I'm afeard that whichever way we go, we'll wind up regretting it. Might as well flip a coin and take our dad-blamed chances.
And yet, it's this coin that will decide our fate. So, everybody knows the rules for those who have been watching my Oregon Trail videos here on the Lordmaster channel. Like whenever we're kind of, indecisive for moments like these. Remember, best 2 out of 3. Heads, deep sand, tails, 3 crossings. Let's go. It's spinning. It's 1 for tails, 1 for 3 crossings. Here's another. Whoa! It almost hit my foot here. And it's tails, 3 crossings. Son of a beeswax. Obviously, river depths of each of these first of the 3 crossings is always going to be lower than what I remember.
You folks fixing to cross the river now?
Maybe. Tell me more.
Some fools would just plunge right into the water without checking the depth first. Best way to get yourself killed.
Don't worry about it. I'm the riverman. I know what I'm doing. But if you got any advice for me, do ask.
Thought I just gave you some.
Alright, forward it. This is the second Sweetwater River crossing. And obviously, we're going to ford it again. And, a
wagon accident. Well, I figure we're seeing the elephant for sure now.
Well, someone's going to have to drown because this is the 3rd time we tipped over this wagon in this here river. Nope. We just got unlucky in a second. That almost never happens.
Conditions aren't likely to improve anytime soon. We should go ahead and cross the river.
And Cross the river he shall. Oh, you shouldn't be going through the fog and rough trail. You'll tip over your wagon like that. That's a moronic thing to do. Maybe South Pass. Hope it doesn't rain beforehand. It didn't. And it's often fairly steep, even if you check its conditions, which hill conditions never change because it's all ground, not sky. Normally, I double team and continue for such things. There's the final Sweetwater River crossing.
Howdy, friend. Pardon me a bit while I catch my breath. Working with these animals is heavy labor.
Tell me more.
My mules don't want to go in the water, and I'm having to fight with them all the way. Can't say I blame them. Never thought I'd have to cross so many rivers in all my life.
You got any advice?
Well, if I had to do it all over again, I don't think I'd take mules. Even more stubborn than a lot of people I know. In fact, first chance I get, I'm going to trade them for some oxen. They're slower, but a lot easier to get along with.
What are you talking about? You got oxen yourself. All 6 of them. What are you talking about? It's nice to know that you... Oh, so let's ford this damn thing one more time. And there we go. South Pass at the Continental Divide.
This here's South Pass. It may not look like it, but we're fixing to cross over the Rocky Mountains.
Tell me.
See, this pass is so wide and gradual-like that you can hardly tell that you're going over the Continental Divide. From here on, the waters flow west to the Pacific. Keep an eye on your supplies. When you get to a fort, be sure to replenish, and don't pass up any opportunity to do some trading.
Oh, don't worry. I know how to replenish my supplies. This out here in the open wilderness is my marketplace. I'm going shopping and shooting and deaf and fuck. Okay, when he comes out again, he needs to be stopped. And get a few more along the way. God, doggone. Why is your aim off today? Perhaps it's a distance. I ain't leaving with no bear. When I get to the nearest fort, I'm gonna buy me some bullets. I shot him in the ass and that goat died. Okay, one more because I think it should be enough meat for me to carry back. Yeah, one more. Son of a beeswax. Mother. Keep the gun unloaded, no accidental gunshots. Oh, did you get a bad cold again? Because it's raining out, right?
Good day to you. My name's Helen Whitney. My family and I are from Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to California.
Well, I'm going to Oregon. Do tell.
We had a profound religious experience last year and came to the realization that slavery is a terrible evil. We freed our servants and decided to move west, where there is no involuntary servitude.
Right.
My guidebook says that here at Pacific Springs is the last good water we'll find for the next 10 miles or so. We're entering alkali country, and game will be getting scarce too.
Oh, that's good to know regarding game. Because I was hunting for the last couple of things of meat, and we should be fine soon afterwards. Bad water. Don't drink it. As tempting as it is.
I sure could go for some fresh fruit right now.
Oh, wow, 32. We ain't had a lot of time together. Party of the way, so... Okay. I mean, we should be fine supply-wise, but I still want to go either path, one way or the other. Heads Fort Bridger, tails Sublette Cutoff. Best 2 out of 3. Oh, don't go under. God dang it, hang on. Yeah, okay, I'm back. It went under one of the drawers, and it was heads, so that's 1 for Fort Bridger. Now here's flip number 2. there's Tails. God dang it. Tiebreaker. It's spinning. It's spinning. And it's sublet cut off. Of course. Haystack Butte. Named after giant haystacks, one would think. Old professional wrestler. Don't you check that condition. Now that river can be a bit unpredictable. Sometimes it's fairly ordinary, sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's extremely treacherous. And the depth tends to vary too. That's another thing that I find it a bit scary about that.
I'm taking a bit of time for washing clothes while the men take the wagons and animals over. Wash day don't come as regular as it did back home.
Tell me.
Water's always a heap cleaner upstream from the crossing. The animals stir up the bottom something awful. I suggest you take a bath and do some laundering while you have a chance. We've been on the trail long enough to collect a good garden's worth of dirt on our clothes alone.
Wow, that's a phrase. A good garden's worth of dirt. I gotta remember that. It's like, well, that's a good garden's worth of whatever. I gotta remember that phrase. That's a good one. How am I gonna focus? Just by looking at it, that water right there, it looks deep. You see how more bluish it is? Well, who's gonna drown? That's the question. I guess Estrid, because she's gonna get her comeuppance one of those days. Nope, it's Dan Dunbar that almost drowned.
Rivers like this are nothing to trifle with. Folks should be more careful.
Well, Dan Dunbar. What happened, man? And look, she's doing all right. Coughing, difficulty, disorientation, and weakness. But of course, we caught some fish each time it happens. I get the impression every time we cross the river, we just put on the fishing net on the side of the wagon as we travel. And then as it tips over, the net's the other way. And one would think, as it tips over, the fish jumps over to the wagon and then catches net. Nothing but net. Clean for food. It ain't much, but it'll do. We're both doing okay now. We gotta go to Fort Hall. I mean, that's the path to Oregon there. Oh no, this scary ass river, Thomas Fork. It's always extremely treacherous, as one we can remember. But its river depth is unpredictable. Sometimes it goes as low as about 5 feet. Sometimes it goes as high as 9 feet. And I'm sure during rain conditions it could possibly be even higher than that. It's one of the most dangerous rivers in the game. I'm giving it 2 days rest for the sake of my party. Hope you're ready for a swim because we're going to hell! I knew it!
It horrifies me every time I witness an accident like that.
And that's Kundai Gonwai that almost drowned this time.
Rivers like this are nothing to trifle.
We should rest a bit before moving on.
Ooh, coughing, difficulty breathing, unconscious weaknesses. You got it worse than Dan. Plus, that's the first time that's happening. We continue on. Onto the big hill.
Look at the way them folks is struggling to get down the big hill. Half of them don't know what the heck they're doing.
Tell me more.
Big Hill is one of the worst places you're liable to come across. It's bad enough when the weather's dry, but hoo-wee, when it's wet and raining, you couldn't give me all the greenbacks in Philadelphia to try it.
You're right.
When the weather's bad, don't even think of going down a hill like this. Wait till it dries up a mite. And be sure to take precautions, like using one of them fallen pine logs over there as an anchor on your wagon. makes it less likely to break away.
Okay. Since it's called Big Hill, and the way that hill looks, it's quite steep, steeper than Windless Hill. So better use ropes and chains. Made it. Well, if it ain't Peg Leg Smith. Yeah, I still got that impersonation of Peg Leg Smith at the ready. You know, since I've been tipping over a lot, you better start buying some food again. Biscuits are always good. Want some dried bread along with that. Still got plenty of flour. And God knows how much salted meat that I have. Just here. Okay. Keep up. What did I tell you about continuing through heavy fog? We need more food. Still got a lot of bacon, which is miraculous. You think you would have lost it all by now. But we need more ham. That's what it needs. Some salt pork. Oh, and a good potatoes, a lot of them. Some of that rhubarb. And some of that vinegar. Maybe we could try to experiment with the, a little more, for the oxen in case they drink something nasty. Gotta get the medicines. Still got plenty of salt. Anything else missing that I should be concerned of? Axes. Pickaxes. Just trying to remember. How many of us are left? Oh, give me eating utensils. We're not going to eat with our hands. We're not, barbarians. No offense, Astrid. I don't know what your eating habits are like back in those days. Now, this is another route that's kind of unpredictable. Is it fordable or is it floatable? Ford or float? That is the question. I'm gonna say ford. Your answer was correct.
Which way is west?
I had previously planned on going to Oregon, but I've changed my mind. Let's head for California.
Are you nuts? Hey, stop that. You're crossing the rough trail in frickin' foggy conditions. That is asking yourself to get tipped over and somebody gets injured, and then it's going to be my fault. This is fairly steep. Just to anchor because I don't trust knocking the wheels on. And Rock Creek is, what the word suggests creek, that means it's got to be shallow. We'll ford it. Kanaka Rapids. And there's 2,000 springs. If this was the Oregon Trail 5th edition, I would love this here because all the salmon that live here. I gotta figure out how to play that old version of the game again. But just like Oregon Trail 2, 100 degrees and the low is 88? How can people sleep in those conditions?
We're gonna have to stop and rest a bit. It's hotter than a Roman candle at a 4th of July parade.
And 4th of July hasn't come yet. Oh boy. What do you people say about this?
I suggest we take the north route to Fort Boise.
Suggest you look in the guidebook to determine the correct road.
Don't like crossing a river if we don't have to. Let's take the south route.
It seems people are divided on this. But of course, the difference maker is going to be this coin I will be bringing here again. So, head south alternate route, Tails Road to Fort Boise. Best 2 out of 3. We got one for south alternate route. Here's the second flip. Oh, it's spinning again. And it's south alternate route. Okay, you got lucky there. Because Snake River is another unpredictable river where sometimes it's fordable, sometimes it's floatable. Either or, it's extremely treacherous. So we're not going that way, so we're going south alternate route as the coin god suggests.
I say we continue on our way.
Let's keep going.
Fine scenery round these parts.
Yeah, fine scenery of nothing but sand. This is like a near desert area. No grass, just deep sand. I don't often go to South alternate, so I kind of have little recollection of what the depth might look like. Just don't remember if it's floatable or floatable. I'm gonna say, oh, wagon floats. Oh! That was incorrect. The river was too shallow, so therefore you got yourself stuck in the mud. Way to go, dumbass.
I suggest you borrow some animals from someone and then double team your wagon. That should enable you to pull out of the mud.
Oh, not you again.
Keep back. You ain't a-passing us.
Pleased to see you.
A little time for conversations nowadays since the video's gone on. Sinker Creek Bridge. I think this is the one where it's not that steep. That answer is correct. But of course, you know, for hill conditions, I've seen. Oh, what do you mean seen? I mean, whenever I'm not recording, I've done a time where it's like, hey, this hill looks steep when you go up, and we decide to continue up the hill, and boom, you did. So it's more of a, you know, it's more of luck than anything else regarding hill crossings as compared to rivers, where they give you some chance. But then again, they were tip overs on pretty tranquil rivers too, so it's all luck.
These hot springs we come across every now and then sure are a blessing.
What do you mean?
Well, they provide hot water without having to boil it in a kettle, and you can't beat it for washing clothes. A bit rough on the fabrics, but it cleans good.
You got any advice on that?
I wouldn't recommend drinking much of this hot spring water, even after letting it cool off. A lot of alkali hereabouts, and it's not good for consumption, especially not for the animals.
Good to know. It's a givens. East Cow Hollow. So again, it's a wonder how he got whacked by Collar. The rest endured by many other things, but she takes the worst of it. Anybody got to say about Lytle Pass?
Howdy, partner. Good to see ya.
Howdy.
All along the trail, we find wagon irons and keg hoops cast off. Piles of bones marking the remains of someone's prized animal.
Wasn't me.
Like our poor stock, I'm plumb wore out. Afraid I ain't one to give advice. You might take it, and then you'd be in hot water for sure.
I don't like the looks of the river right now. Let's wait before crossing.
What are you talking about? That's a tiny-ass river I see there, so we better ford it. That was just me being overconfident. Farewell, Bend. This is a pretty sad place, the way it sounds, huh?
Well, this here is Farewell Bend. We call it that because it's here that we say goodbye to the Snake River, which we followed now for hundreds of miles, ever since Fort Hall. Getting close to the end of our journey, but we still got some mighty rough country up ahead of us. Lots of hills to go up and down. No time to slack off now.
And it's also where we'll go into the rough trail, and this is where the Fallen Rocks event will likely pop up, because it always happens in that area. I mean, I shit you not, it's gonna happen very, very soon. Let's get moving. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I told you it's gonna happen! It happened on 4th of July of all days. That means we can't celebrate the 4th of July when there's Fallen Rocks about. Unless we can get out. So what do you say?
Maybe if we wait here, another wagon train with more people will come along to help us clear a path.
No, we must continue over to the destruction. Come on, let's do it for America. Nope. We cannot celebrate 4th of July as we just... I guess we just have a somber celebration to say, well, we can continue over the destruction.
There must be another path we can take.
I hope so. We found it, Anne. Guess what? Let's celebrate the 5th of July in style. Oh gosh, can you imagine? It's like, well, what happens if you couldn't find a path and it's July 6th? It's like, okay, let's clear. And you didn't clear, and it's like, well, crap. And then we're gonna have to wait for about a couple of weeks or up to a month until another wagon train comes in, and then we celebrate on August 20th or something. It's always between Burnt River Canyon and the Flagstaff Hills where you find the Fallen Rocks event occurred the most. Sometimes they even happen as early as when you're in Kansas to Nebraska, when you're at the Narrows area. Sometimes Fallen Rocks happen there as well. I'm kind of not sure about the conditions that I'll remember. I'll say lock the wheels. It's going to tip over, isn't it? Yep! Hey, maybe we were too stupid about that. Maybe we should continue down the hill. What's so hard about that? This is one of the shallowest rivers you'll ever find. You can't even look at it before that. You know it looks shallow. So we'll even ford it. Blue Mountains. With a name like that, better use ropes or chains. And we did. Immigrant Spring, Dead Man Pass. And then there's Immigrant Hill. Doe Canyon. Let's go to Fort Walla Walla. We've been through a lot of crap. Huh? Oh boy, two different people.
Howdy, folks. I'm with the 4th Cavalry. Don't mean to alarm ya, but it's not too safe to be here right now.
Tell me more.
Whitman Mission's been destroyed by the Cayuse. There was a bad outbreak of measles, and they was dying of it something terrible. They blamed the doctor for it. The Whitmans and some others were killed. Only a few survivors.
Yeah, advice.
You wait here just a short while so we can finish up. Then we'll accompany you to Fort Walla Walla. There's a lot of tension right now among the Indians, Army, and settlers, and there's no telling what may happen.
Yeah, but I glanced at someone like this one.
My second cousin, Catherine, was one of 6 children orphaned and left at Whitman's Mission.
Tell me more.
She lived with them for 3 years, till just before the tragedy. She has survived snake bites, stampedes, falls, fights, not to mention the attack.
Nice.
Let's hurry on to Fort Walla Walla. There's nothing for us here, and it could be dangerous.
Well, let me loot the place first. Well, it's already been looted, we have to assume, but I'm sure there's some stuff left behind. Didn't find anything useful. Figures. Can I hunt here? Oh, son of a beeswax! Don't have any firearms or gunpowder. Hey, you got a gun to spare? Or at least some gunpowder? Because I want to hunt in this area because... Oh, okay. Okay, that's a bit too excessive. So, gunpowder and sugar. Now all I need is a weapon. Who keeps a set of china amongst things that they carry personally? What do you have dresses for? Rifle. Not the pemmican. Not the axe. You know what? I'm willing to gamble on that because we have... Of all the things that's happened to the wagon, not a single part of it broke, so... Let's just hope it's the wheel that doesn't get broke. Yeah, let's hunt at the area where this Cayuse attack took place. And, if they were to hear gunshots, they're like, oh no, they're back! And then they'll come after at us, and then we'll be on the run, and all that chaos. Unless I get whacked. You just love saying the word whacked, Lord Master. Drummond! I just need one more animal, and then we get on our way. There you go. What the? Headshot. Fort Walla.
We are Chinook traders. Maybe we have something you need. We can do business.
Tell me more.
Chinook live near the Western Ocean, but we travel far to trade, as far as the plains to the east. To trade well, one must know many tongues. I speak English, French, some Spanish, and 6 Indian languages, including Chinook, of course. Trade with us. We offer much better deals than the Fort Trading Post here. We can do well for each other.
That's it? That's all you have? Well, give me some pants. 4 pairs? Excellent deal. It's hot out here anyway. Alright. Wait. Do we still have change? Yeah, we do. And one more because I know what I'm gonna do. Guarding. Dials.
Hello! 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 Hello!
Gunshot out goes around the world. That was for the sake of it. 4 Mile Canyon. A canyon that only lasted 4 miles. Going for the John Day River. That word ford gives it away, so we better ford the river. The River Lighten. Oh look, vegetables. God dang it. Oh, more plants. It's fertile country. If it were to happen a 3rd time, then I must be the luckiest. Now this I'm not sure. Sometimes it's fordable, sometimes it's floatable. What do you people say?
Looks fairly deep to me. I say we float across.
No, this riverbank makes for a good resting place. Let's rest here a time before crossing.
Help! As soon as you get to there, and you go up to this hill, which I think it sometimes says, it doesn't look very steep, and then tip over. I somehow predicted it. Get up. Knowing what the hell I've been gone through, Barlow Toll Road is a good suggestion because, you know, more chances of the hills thing. Whereas rafting down either way, by guide or by yourself, it's too obvious at that point. To the toll road. Oh, god damn it! Anybody got gunpowder? There you go. What kind of trade is that? Yeah, one set. Just one. Right? There'll probably be more cloves in Oregon City. Nothing. So a big anno comes on. I'm gonna count you down. So I figured. That's a big bear. 4 or 5 pounds. Is that guy here? Oh, here we go. Practice your imitation. I just had to take a drink of water.
I collect the tolls for the Barlow Road, a bargain at twice the price. Used to be everyone floated the Columbia. Now, with Mr. Barlow's Road, you can drive your wagon right into Oregon City.
Had a little slip up there. Oh, 1 second. What's the price?
I collect the tolls for the Barlow Road, a bargain at twice the price. Used to be everyone floated the Columbia. Now, with Mr. Barlow's Road, you can drive your wagon right into Oregon City. $5 per wagon plus 10 cents for each draft animal. Please pay your toll and move on. There's other folks waiting behind you.
Guess I kind of got it most. Let's pay the damn toll. Yikes. Tig Valley or Tig Valley? Okay, you people. You watching my mortgage company. How do you pronounce this? Is it Tig or Tig? What? These people aren't going to tell me. Yeah, especially if you are a native of Oregon. How do you pronounce that place? Man, that's a lot more vegetables. It just shows you how green Oregon is.
What are we doing wasting time picking wild vegetables?
What are you doing giving me shit? Devil's Half Acre. This is that hill I was talking about, where usually in the conditions they would say it looks steep. But if you continue up the hill, most of the time your chances aren't very good. But there's some luck involved. But since we're at near to the end of the trail here, so what if we just continue up the hill? Nope, that didn't work. There's been double teamed. We double teamed. When I look at the place like Barlow Pass, it almost looks like a good hiking trail or a bicycle ride through there. Roads like these. There's Summit Meadows. And here's that mother effer of a hill, Laurel Hill. If you tip over once, you are dead. Not you personally, but certainly someone's going to get hurt or injured or even killed. Well, we better use ropes of change. If it fails, tragedy. No tragedy here.
Come on, folks, move along. You're practically in Oregon City already.
How much?
50 cents. You really ain't got much choice in the matter. This bridge is the only way across the river.
Your advice?
If you're so broke you can't even afford 50 cents, I'll be glad to take something useful off your hands.
Yeah, that's straight. I'm broke. I'm broke as... And, hey, how about that hat? I'll give you some flowers. Sucker. Got that. Fog for the last frickin' time. Always with the fog. Now, we've reached Oregon City. Of all people, Maximilian that gets killed. And Dan Dunbar is one feeling okay. And those three have been through a lot, but especially Astrid. Tough one. Now, let's stick to that claim. $585 acres. Pretty damn good. Let's see your final score. 9,000. That's grand. Well, I was a Wainwright, so... And that's also the second playthrough in a row where a wagon part never got broke. These are some sturdy wagons we've been getting from this year here on the Lord Master channel. Let's see what lies ahead for Earl Drummond. Earl Drummond originally settled in 1848 in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, who a few years later moved north of the Columbia River to Washington Territory. The fortitude and determination that served Earl Drummond so well on the Oregon Trail proved equally valuable in the new land, contributing to tremendous socio-economic success. Earl Drummond was elected to the county board of supervisors in the 1870s and served many years in that capacity. Well respected by all. A number of descendants have followed a similar course, becoming active in state and local politics. Very good. Damn good. Get that damn thing off the screen. And now he shoots himself for no good reason, other than just to say, well, I did it! Just end it, I don't want to prolong this video as it already has. There. Down at the bottom. Better last than dead. That's all I gotta say. Oh, that was the end of this trail. Again, that was a little fun regarding, hey, don't check the conditions. Use your head, use your memory. Even if you go through rivers, which their depth always varies, which kind of makes you a little hard to come up with decisions and all that. It could have been deadlier, but we endured. But still, it was a good trip. So, obviously, next time on Oregon Trail will be coming in December as part of, I do this in every 3 months. But I had to break that tradition here because of the thing I originally wanted to do in the previous video, but didn't. But we did them here, and that was pretty dicey. So, it just shows, yeah, you can be the expert of the Oregon Trail. You're so good so much. Oh, and by the way, that... You may have noticed from the final score that says you used some skills. I did not use the river work skill, which that is supposed to prevent, getting tipped over too many times. Unless you're doing it stupidly on purpose, like you swapped your wagon or some other thing. But you got what you So. I'm sure you'll look forward to whatever I'll be doing next on the Oregon Trail, or some other trail I may be doing. Most notably, the Oregon Trail. That's another reminder coming next month. The Oregon Trail, which will be posted on Halloween. Because, I'm fucking all that. And yes, I do have a playlist for Lord Master in the Oregon Trail for all of my past ones. Those tend to be a bit interesting, so... I always keep it at a normal difficulty rather than easy because it's more random events and other things like that, including boss fights. All that percent. So, and also we've got more other ongoing projects, new video series that will be coming to this here channel, and much more. So for Lord Master, say that this has been the Oregon Trail. We'll see you in the next trail down the line somewhere. But until then, so long for now.